Straight along to Branko Čevriz, Loan Officer, Portfolio Manager at the Western Balkans and Turkey for the EIB. Do forgive my pronunciation of your name. I'm sure I got it wrong. Feel free to correct me.
Very good. Good afternoon, everybody. Pleasure really to be here. Such an esteemed panel and distinguished guest. A lot has been said. I think I was asked by the organizer maybe to illuminate a bit more on the role of the EIB in the development of infrastructure projects. I mean, with that I can refer most certainly to some of the previous presentations in the previous panel, and also introductory remark by the organizers posing a question whether the geopolitics have an impact on the development of projects and particularly economies of Western Balkans. I think we concluded definitely the answer to that is yes. So I believe that what is the role here by the EIB, I think also other respective financial organizations, is that it basically operates in a counter-cyclical way when it comes to infrastructure projects. So in these uncertain times when there's a lot of uncertainty in relation to inflation, to costs, capex is going, of infrastructure projects is going significantly up, the cost of funding is going up. Basically, it's a prominent role of all the IFIs to even scale up its financial and technical support, because everybody that's involved in the development infrastructure project knows that any big project which stands still or is in an impasse situation for several months has a huge adverse implications. So how does the EIB basically target this particular sector? Of course, by virtue of concessional financing under preferential terms, and with the long maturities of its loans that meet the economic life or even exceed the economic life of the projects. And more importantly, we are blending our loans with the grants that are provided also by the European Commission and mostly channeled through the Western Balkans investment framework. I think the colleague from the previous panel, presented, and we applaud the expedite measure by the Commission to adopt the new reform and growth facility, which will utilize around additional 3 billion of funds that will be made available to the Western Balkans and also Kosovo for grant financing of the infrastructure projects. And the third, I think, very important role of EIB is basically the technical assistance that it brings to the promoters and the countries, both in terms of project preparation and project implementation. I think that is very important because, as we know, not like ordinary commercial banks, the IFIs have also sector engineers, economists that help to prepare projects and make sure that projects are not only technically and economically viable, but also that they meet the highest social and environmental standards, and that they, of course, are procured in accordance with the best practices. Here, I would like to also highlight that the EIB is also partnering with the European Commission in a so-called JASPERS advisory service, which provides also to Kosovo and other Western Balkan countries the option for support in the preparation of strategies and programs in different sectors, including infrastructure, and also preparing the projects and in respect to capacity building. There was something said about capacities of public administration and also in the previous iterations. Maybe just to also present briefly let's say the key intervention areas. I think definitely, let's say the most important one recognized by the EU and the countries, including Kosovo, is of course sustainable transport, investments in transport. As already mentioned by the minister, the bank also supports the Kosovo's links to TNT core and pan-European networks. In this regard, there were already some investments made in the past in the road sector, definitely shifting the transport to sustainable to sustainable transport such as railways. The bank here provided also a facility for the rehabilitation of Route 10, which goes through entire Kosovo. I believe it's 150 kilometers. And also in the future, the bank is willing to support also intermodal transport solutions, including the urban transport development and inland waterway transport. I think the second sector, which is some kind now being highlighted, is of course the energy sector. I think here we see DAB, same as other partners. I think there are key investments in basically four intervention areas. One is increasing the renewable energy capacity of the country, which will allow it to phase out from coal dependency. One of the projects we're very proud of, we're working together with KfW, was already mentioned today, is the solar power plant, which is being developed in the outskirts of Pristina, where also a grant funding was provided by the European Commission. We're also developing several wind farms across the Western Balkans, most notably in Bosnia. Second area, very important now, I think it also recognized within the Reform and Growth Facility by the Commission, is strengthening of the distribution grids to be able to sustain all this additional capacity, and also rehabilitating and developing new transmission lines, which will allow the integration of regional electricity markets. Conscious of time, maybe the third and very important intervention that we would like to work on is also the just transition in the energy sector. So these are the comprehensive projects which target the coal regions and do not support only the repurposing of the land and gradual closure of the mines, but also deal with the most important aspect, that is dealing with the social economic challenges of such just transition, making sure nobody's left behind. So dealing with the coal mines, with the coal workers and the communities, supporting retraining, reskilling, etc. So this is the project we're developing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and hopefully we can also replicate in other countries, including Kosovo. Apologies for being a bit over my time, and thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, well, let's move along.